Hello, everyone, and welcome to the show. It's Local Chat, episode 193. I knew that. I wasn't reading anything. Joining me this week, all the way from the Suez Canal, it's Karl from Save Data.
Roar!
Wow. Yeah, you're still stuck in that canal, but also joining us this week is Kyle. He is a replacement because Zach couldn't make it, who was a replacement because Ian couldn't make it. So we're 3 replacements deep. Kyle, fresh off of last week's episode, literally told me he didn't want to be here. He wants to die. So Kyle, how's it going?
It's good. I'm happy to be Local Chat's reliable number 3. You know,
I felt bad too because I was like, oh, I don't want to make Kyle do it 2 weeks in a row. And not that you wouldn't want to, but that's just how my brain works with everything. Is I'm offending this person by simply talking to them. That is how I interact with everyone in the world whom I admire in some way. So Karl was easy to talk to. No,
I just make it a point to never interact with Ian more than once a week if I can help it.
True. So I was like, Zach and Karl moved up, and then I messaged Zach, and Zach's response to me, I could tell was the same feeling where he's just like, oh, I'm so sorry we had to reschedule this thing. And I was like, oh, I could be like, oh, don't worry about it. Or I think I wrote back, okay. And I was like, that's going to stress him out. I was like, that's the dick move. Because I don't care. He's a busy man who actually makes money doing things. And so then I was like, oh, let me see if I can get someone else. And then Kyle, you were just like, I can do it. And I was like, I just thought of like, put me in, coach. And I'm like, okay, we got him.
I don't want people to get tired of me. Like, they're clearly tired of you. That's why we don't have an audience. But like,
yeah, that's
if only I wasn't here. Yes, Ian's away. Although thinking on it now, he probably could have been here unless he has lost power. But he, I think Milton only hit it a category 3. It down there in Florida. It did some flood surging, I know, but was not not to say it wasn't bad, because it's still pretty bad 2 weeks after Helene, but I think it calmed down when it hit landfall, and it wasn't as category 5y as they thought it might be. So I have some family who were like on the brunt coast of it, who were like, we're just gonna stay, and they live on an island on the west coast of Florida, and I'm like, okay, like what? So they're okay though. They barely got touched, I think. So
okay,
it works out. You know, hurricanes work in mysterious ways and protect those who truly believe in the hurricane's power and stay there. So
it says in the Bible.
So Ian's dead. Yeah. So there will be much rejoicing. But that's about it. I was saying to Karl early, some longtime fans will hear utter silence because I was celebrating because it's finally cool enough in this office to not have the fan on or the AC on constantly.
Wait, do you not have a window?
There's no window in the office. There is a door to the back, like, fire escape area that is protected from the weather, but not as much temperature. So I open that sometimes, but when I do the podcast, I'm facing that door, sort of. I don't want to annoy my neighbors who can hear my dulcet tones. So I do keep it closed. But yes, it gets extremely hot in here, as I've mentioned millions of times, because my landlord cut a vent from the attic space into this room instead of outside where it's supposed to go. So when that attic heats up extremely hot, all the air gets vented into here. Especially in the summer, it gets really hot in this room. It's stupid, and I want to scream all the time, which is the worst. Anyways, this is a video game podcast where we talk about video games, which is moving. It's this sometimes. I mean, if we're not talking about World War II or 9/11, we sometimes talk about video games.
What else is there to talk about? I mean, really,
not much. Yeah. Galactic Empires, maybe. Karl, you have.
Hello.
It's funny. Your dichotomy of the two games you drew, the ones you typed here. Sorry, I'm. Whew. The two games you put here. Yeah, I wish I was good. Sorry, I had a big shawarma platter for dinner. It's hitting. You have 2 video games you wrote down. One is the game I hate the most ever, and the other one is Cyberpunk 20. No, I'm kidding.
Wow.
I don't care much for Cyberpunk, but the other game you wrote down here is one of my favorite games ever. It's fantastic, and I believe several people on our Discord had recommended it to me. But please tell me about the games you've been playing.
Well, TOEM, baby. Great segue.
TOEM.
I only picked it up when it was free on Epic because I just hadn't had the time. I was like, I might as well. It's free. I have fallen in love with that game. I've been in like one of those dry runs where I don't know if you guys definitely had it before, but like it's when you're just not really attracted to games just in general. Something's just off-putting about it. You feel semi-burnt out. And I was just kind of like, whatever, like Wukong, AAA releases. I'm just not in it anymore. I'm just whatever. And then I started playing TOEM, and I was like, this is fucking amazing. Like the little bird that is in every level that sometimes is skateboarding, sometimes is like cooking something. It's like, oh, the level of detail. Oh, the music. Are you kidding me? A man is looking for a big fish. Like, fuck yeah, I'll take a picture of that. The transition between like the isometric top-down view into like the first person with the camera and the I punched my mic. The integration of like different mechanics going forward. It was just so cool, so lovely, and it's the breath of fresh air. Breath of fresh air. I think Will is rubbing off on me.
I'm not rubbing off on him, Your Honor. I am not.
No rubbing is happening. This is rough. Love TOEM. It's great. It's great.
God.
There's something in the air near the the equator.
There's a lot in the air right now. Let's not do that. But yeah, TOEM. TOEM.
Forgot where you were for a second.
No, he's fine. We're sending alarmos to the Middle East. It's going to solve everything.
Kill me. Okay. So yeah, TOEM. Loved it. It's cute. It's great.
Hilarious.
It is very cute. There's something about that game where it's not this dramatic as the close-ups in SpongeBob. Where they like cut close to something and it's God. It's not that level of it, but there's something about TOEM where you're just like walking around and then you switch the camera and it's just like, oh, this is a 3D world. And it's just like, it doesn't hit you with the disgust of like SpongeBob, but it hits you with the like, whoa, like I'm just walking around taking pictures. This is like what they see. It's very good. I love that game. I don't love Cyberpunk, but after that last DLC, and then I had seen some people talk about things. I've thought about going back to Cyberpunk. Tell me about it. How is it? You're still playing it?
I have like every year, I think that's a good general range. I go back and play a few games. They've just been a staple of like, I replay Shadow of the Colossus once a year. I replay one of the Spider-Man games once a year.
You're that guy.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, it's just wow. Where's Zach? Where do we Oh god.
I would actually play it if I had a PlayStation. I would play Shadow of the Colossus every year because I freaking love that game.
Like, it's fucking amazing. And one of those games is Cyberpunk. Now with Cyberpunk, it's a bit because like I was the guy that loved it when it was a pile of shit. So when they progressively made it better, I was like, I'm living in bliss. My thing with Cyberpunk is I'm very cautious. There's a lot of caution going into it because I get a bit too deep into it that it's kind of hard to pull myself out of that world and like in the vibe of it. I don't know if that makes sense.
Would you say you get too jacked in that you can't check out?
I start edge running, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Once you start edging, it's hard to.
It's hard.
I want to jack off this conversation.
But yeah, the game's improved. Like the game in its initial state. I'm not even gonna say anything about its initial state. But right now, it's not 100% of what it was supposed to be, but it's a solid 7 or 8 out of 10 of what it was, not 70 or 80%. Like it's pretty close, as close as it can be.
You're gonna say 7 or 8% of 100%.
Yeah, but no, it's pretty fucking close. The mechanics are way less glitchy. Like now you can actually buy different apartments. There are a lot of different there's a so many new additions to the actual gameplay, and not to mention actually making the gameplay balanced and not pick that one type of gun, spray everyone, move on, you're a god. They actually made it challenging, and I love that about that game. It's phenomenal. It's great. It's unfortunate what the people who worked there had to go through in the early stages, and that's always going to be unfortunate. But as a game on its own, it's fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Yeah. It did come out in a rough state, and but I think the ride they've taken is good. So I'm glad that you play it still. I was going to ask Kyle. The yearly replay, I was going to ask what your yearly replay game is, but I'm pretty sure I know what it is, and it's called Mirror's Edge.
Yeah, I play Mirror's Edge at least once a year because you can beat it in like 2 hours. It's like so easy to just beat that game. I do think I'm gonna do as close as I can get to a 2-hour speed run for Extra Life, just because I don't have to like switch games halfway through, and I know that game so well. I'm trying to think. There is the other game that might be on that list. I probably don't do it once a year, but it's like once every like 2 or 3 years. Is the Jedi Knight games, like Jedi Outcast and Jedi Academy. Those I grew up playing, and if you had asked me like 10 years ago what my favorite Star Wars game was, it would have been those games, because I think maybe on a different Extra Life, I brought it up during stream and we played it, and I used the command console to like spawn in like a bunch of different stuff, and my brother and I had so much fun. We would literally trade off the keyboard for like 10-15 minute spats of like, okay, let's see what we can do if we spawn in like 15 Boba Fett's or something like that. And then we could play local multiplayer on the same keyboard. Which was interesting. Like Cody, my brother, had like the direction keys, and I had WASD, and like you couldn't you could do it, but like only one of you could have the mouse, so the other one was at a disadvantage. It was pretty cool, and we had a ton of fun with those games. And there's so much of a base of what like the current Jedi Survivor Jedi what was the first one before Survivor?
Fallen Order.
Yeah, like those games, you can tell the DNA from those games. Part of it definitely comes from the Jedi Knight games, and I don't know, I just love them so much, and I always have fun going back to them. And they're on Steam, I think, and I probably in the back there probably still have the CDs. But yeah, that, and like if it was like 10 years ago, I would have also said KOTOR 2, because I played KOTOR 2 like I've probably played it like 50 times or something like that. It's just it's great.
Hell yeah.
But definitely those games for sure.
Heck yeah. I was gonna say I don't really play a game every year. I touch a lot of games that I like every year. If that makes sense. Like I'll always have a stint of like RimWorld. Yes, Carl, I understand. I said I touch games, but most of these games.
No, you said you touch games and then said RimWorld.
Okay.
Sorry.
Listen, I touch world. I play RimWorld every year, and then like Oblivion, I love, so I play a chunk of that every year, and then the only like series I regularly play through, probably every like 2 or 3 years, is BioShock. I'll play through all the BioShock games because I really like those. And then I'll play a Halo game every year. Like I won't play through all the Halo games, but like last year, I think I played through. I think I redid 3. I was just bored an afternoon. I was like, I'll just replay Halo 3. Like, okay. And then I've been thinking about replaying Halo ODST lately, so that'll be this year's Halo if I can do it before Christmas. And bring Master Chief home for Jesus. Kyle, speaking of bringing,
if I could add another game to that list, it might be the Mass Effect trilogy.
Ooh,
like,
okay.
I don't play them every year, but I have the Legendary Edition specifically so that when I start a playthrough, I play all 3 of them. And like I know that game so well that like it really doesn't take as long as probably the initial playthrough might for some people, because like I know exactly where to go. I know all the little quests I need to get in order to have things play out. And it's more just like it's such a tight story narratively, and I mean, I know a lot of people like don't like what they did with the ending of 3, and like, yes, it's not perfect, but as a collective trilogy, it's so great, and I just love those games so much. So yeah, sorry, not to interrupt you talking about me, but please continue.
Yes. Speaking of Kyle, he's here, everybody, in case you didn't know. Kyle and Karl and Will don't have a K name. Thank God, avoided that.
That would have been really bad.
You know, in Yakuza 7, which I'm playing, they have the 3K plan, which is like, it's like clean
It's that
up.
kind of a game. Okay.
It's like to get rid of the Yakuza. It's like the governor's plan. And I was like, good for
Bring
them
in the
calling it the
Nazis.
3K plan and not the KKK plan. I was like, could have been disastrous there. But Kyle, you were playing None. What is None?
I was playing a game called None. No, I literally have not had any time to play any video games this week because did you actually think that there was a game called None that I was playing? Okay.
I don't know what it was. I thought maybe it was a game called None, or you became a nun. Who knows?
Yeah. No, so the reason I have not played any video games is because there is a festival going on in Philly that I am in charge of social media for, and it's actually like a fairly large festival, and I have been, instead of playing video games on my computer, I have been exclusively building graphics in Canva, which is like a video game if video games weren't fun, and you know, because you just spend your entire time on Canva searching through other people's templates and then changing them so that they don't really look like the templates you started with, but it's enough of a stepping off point that like you can make it interesting on its own. And then just scrolling through fonts, they have like 1 billion fonts, and all of them are like 3rd tier at best fonts, where they're like, these aren't great, but like there's a lot of them, so clearly like there's going to be an option after you search for 20 minutes. And yeah, that's what I've been doing, is just building a ton of like Instagram square graphics for like a week. And then I went out and shot, I shot, edited, and finalized I shot 5 people. It's a Subpixel exclusive. No, I shot, produced, and edited a video for this festival within like 5 hours.
Damn.
Which I have not done since like college. Granted, it was only 90 seconds, but there's like a bunch of video in that 90 seconds, so I was pretty proud of that. But that's as close to a video game as I got, was just in Premiere and Canva doing stuff, which is, you know, basically just work. So unfortunately, I have not played any video games, but I will reiterate, the last time I was on, I did play Lorem, which is that Skyrim mod list that has like 3,600 mods, completely overhauls everything about Skyrim. And I've been really wanting to get back into that because I played it for like a couple hours and it was an amazing experience. But then all this stuff happened and I haven't had any time. So as soon as this festival is over on Sunday, I think I'm gonna take that Monday and just dive back into Lorem. So hopefully. But yeah, other than that, no video games.
No video games. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. At least I'm getting paid. Like that makes me feel better.
True. Could be worse. You could be getting not paid and not be playing video games.
They're giving me $20. It's great. No, I'm just
they wrote a check for $20 on a $20 bill. Here you go. I have been playing video games. Yakuza 7. I am still playing. I played it. I think I played it Friday of last week, but I put it here. I put all the games I play in a week here out of spite because Ian always says you don't have to write down all the games you played. So I do that now, just so that's out there. Just so like he knows that. No, he doesn't, and he complains. I don't know.
Really?
I don't actually do it out of spite, but it just made me think of, I just like to prove I played video games this week. So I'm still going through that. It's good. I saved the little boy and the homeless man. They're friends now, and I beat up the father so he would pay attention to his son more. And that was great. Oh, and I went looking for, I'm investigating a prostitute. That's what I'm doing. She's like got medical bills or something. So that game's still great. I like it. It's fun.
I just looked up on Steam. There is a game coming out called None, and it looks like it's a Sudoku game.
Nice.
Oh.
It's called None.
Yo, drop
You can
that
wishlist it now on Steam.
Wishlist it now, everybody. Content call out. I am also playing Silent Hill 2 for Spooky Pixel 2024. If you saw the awesome graphic I made for it, I made a graphic and then I sent it to my wife thinking she'll think this is the shit. And my wife, being the graphic designer, sent back notes. And so I fixed it and it looks a lot better now than it did, I will admit. So thank you, Karen. She's not even home to hear me from the other room complimenting her, so I'll have to tell her. I have to make sure to tell her later.
Gonna have to clip this specifically.
Yeah, thank you, Halucha, for doing that. So that's happening. The sell for that, in case there's somehow more people that watch this than Spooky. Well, there could have been. Is people can donate money to do horrible things to me. You can play spooky noises. I've switched that back to channel points because people don't like giving Amazon money, which is fine. You can donate directly to us to make Karen come in here and shoot me with a Nerf gun or clang cymbals together. I'm trying to think of some other things. I did come up with a new donation thing, which I'm not going to reveal here, but you're going to have to find out when you visit on Saturday at 8 p.m. when we're streaming.
Can you give us a hint?
I had to purchase another video game.
Oh,
that's the hint.
All right.
But I am still playing Silent Hill 2.
Okay.
So that'll be fun. So join us. Kyle will be there, hopefully, if God allows it. If these Canva gods allow it.
Well, the thing that's happening on Saturday is a parade, and it's only like a couple of hours, and I think it starts at 4 and ends at 6. So I should definitely be home by the time you start streaming at 8.
Yes, I'm very excited. I'm also mostly excited for you to be there, A, because I love you, and B, because there will be someone which I can commiserate with.
Someone else. Yeah.
Oh. And I'm not
gonna lie, I would never have played Poppy's Playtime or whatever without you there specifically, because I would have been like, nope, I'm done, I'm good. I might be able to do Alien Isolation if someone else was there and we did it during the day. Maybe.
I don't know how I did Alien Isolation by myself when I was single. That's too
wild. I genuinely got 15 minutes into that game and I was like, I don't know if I can do this.
See, the nice thing about Alien Isolation is they give you plenty of breaks, and that's when it is good. The games that don't give you breaks are harder for me. I will always remember the one we played with the mannequins, or they were like weeping angel mannequins. So when you weren't looking at them.
September 7th or whatever it was called.
You played scared the shit out of me.
Yeah, that game, it was from that Russian developer that I'm I kind of talk to sometimes.
I really wish Ian. I like that Ian's scared by scary games, but it gives him panic attacks, and I wish it didn't give Ian panic attacks because I like playing scary games with him, and I think it's fun. Yeah. And I'm sure he thinks it's a little bit fun, but the fact that it actually does something to his health is the bad part. And I really wish it didn't, because it'd be fun. But listen,
it's funny because old baby. Ian, I was just gonna say, from the outset, you would never realize that Ian was such a baby when it came to that.
Yeah, they cries every single night. Change his diaper. So yes, Silent Hill, the PS2 original Silent Hill I have been playing. It's fun. It's scary. There's you beat these spitting women up and they split in half and then they crawl around on the ground. Sibylla was there. It was terrifying. And I hated it. So watch me suffer more. And then finally, the game that I am very excited to talk about, folks, and a game that the only other pervert in the world loves is Ian Gibson, and he's not here for me to talk about it with him because we're both perverted fucks, is this game called Bandit, which is a game you play in the command line, folks. We love the command line. Who doesn't love the command line? Bandit, and you can go play Bandit if you'd like to, is overthewire.com. It is a war game, and it is you SSH into a server, and then you start on level 0 with your login bandit0, password bandit0. And on level 0, you got to find the password for level 1. It's somewhere on the server, and there are some hints for you. Navigate the server and find the password for level 1. Find the password for level 1, sign into Bandit 1, put in the password. You are now logged into Bandit 1. Hey, find the password for Bandit 2. It's somewhere on the server. Here are your hints. And it kind of teaches you how to look around Linux servers with Linux commands. And it's disgusting, and I love it, and it's really fun and very simple. And it's a game I think Ian would like. It's a game that makes you feel like a hacker, if you want to feel like a hacker. My favorite part is like each level will be like, hey, these are the commands you probably need. Here is some, like, on the earlier levels, like, here's some hints. So, like, here's how to CD something, or like, here's how to do all this. Here's how to search the manual inside of a Linux running thing and all this stuff. But my favorite part is like, oh, here's a link about like searching a specific term, and he's literally linked Google searches, and like under the headline was like, hey, here's this, and I don't know if, here, like, Google it. My favorite, he's like, use a search engine. My favorite is Google. Like, I'm not going to give you the answers. You're like, programmers and people who use this stuff Google the answer to find stuff. So I've been going through that. Again, it's called Bandit. It's on Over the Wire. I think it's called Over the Wire. Yeah, Over the Wire. Yeah. They have other war games on here. So they suggest you start with Bandit, and then the second one is Leviathan Natus or Krypton. And Leviathan seems like one that you are... This war game doesn't require any knowledge or programming. It is a... Oh, you were rescuing something in it? Anyways, I don't know. I can't read fast and talk about it at the same time. But they have a bunch of these war games on there. So if you're into like programming a little bit and want to have fun and learn at the same time.
I've literally been trying to log on because I forgot how to do the specific port thing, and it's -P. I kept putting -2220 to log on, and it's -P 222. So I was like, I know how to SSH, but because I had to learn it for like Pi-hole stuff. Okay, cool. Well, I'm here apparently, so this is intriguing already.
It's very cool. I use Putty for SSHing. I used it originally because I played a lot of NetHack, and NetHack is played in the command prompt, so it's very fun. Anyways, check that out if you're weird like me. And want to do that sort of thing, and be disgusting. You creep. You disgusting creep. Karl. You disgusting creep. Sorry. Moving on. Let's hit the news here on this lovely Thursday. Halo. You boys like Halo?
I used to.
You no longer like Halo.
I like older Halo.
You like
classic Halo.
Classic
Bungie
Halo. Karl, what about you? Do you like Halo?
It never connected with me. I think the deepest I went was 4
inches.
Wow, that's pretty good. Not gonna lie.
Thank you for watching.
It's funny because that's more. Halo 343 Industries. 343 Industries has rebranded as Halo Studios, and they have switched over to Unreal Engine 5. No longer dealing with the pesky bugs of the thing they were on before that I can't remember what it's called.
Slip Space engine, right?
Do we care about this that much? I just care about the next Halo game. I don't care about telling me about it.
Essentially what they released was like a demo that's not even for the game. It's just for the process that they would use to like generate the environments of the next game, which is not like it's essentially just an Unreal 5 tech demo. Is what they released with like Halo aesthetics slightly. Like, okay, I feel like this is something, it could have been an email, like You just say,
Yeah.
we're switching over to Unreal Engine 5. Also, here's our new logo for our studio, which looks terrible. I think their new logo looks awful. I think
It's like
so,
someone in
so
PR was
gross.
like, we haven't said the words Halo in a while, and the video team hasn't done anything in a while. Let's record this. It seems interesting. I'm happy for them rebranding and doing whatever they want. I'm excited for a new, as much as I love the Halo engine and know the quirks of the Halo engine. I'm excited for some new stuff they got going on. Other bit of news here, Halo adjacent news is, do you guys remember the Halo 2 E3 2003 demo?
Halo 2, yes. It wasn't it a mission that wasn't like in the actual game?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, okay.
I believe it takes place in New Mombasa. Oh, well, the mission's called Earth City, but it's the same environment what became New Mombasa. And they're fighting, and it's a famous Halo 2 E3 video. If you haven't seen it, it's pretty good. I think the first episode of Subpixel Broadcasting Company, that was the pre-roll, was the Halo 2 demo. Anyways, they're adding it to the Halo MCC on PC. Cool. You can play it on November 9th for Halo 2's 20th anniversary. I think that's really cool. I'm gonna definitely jump in there and see what it's like. I'm really curious to see that. So that's a neat bit of history that like we have the high quality version of it, all that sort of stuff, but now being able to actually play it, that's really neat.
Yeah.
Can I also just say something?
Sure.
Going. I know I said that I was more of a fan of the Bungie Halos than I was of the 343 Industries / Halo Studios, right? Games.
Yes.
I will say, not for nothing, despite where what's his name, the composer, not Michael Salvatore,
Marty O'Donnell.
Despite what Marty O'Donnell is now doing publicly with his image, he did make some pretty damn good music. But the one thing I really do like about the 343 Industries games is their music is actually like fantastic. The trailer that they just put out for the Unreal Engine thing, they used a track, the opening track from Halo 4, which is fantastic. It's so good, and that entire game has really, really good music. I think it's Neil Davidge is the composer, along with another Japanese composer, and they're great. And the Halo 5 soundtrack, which I hate Halo 5, but the soundtrack is really good. So there are definitely some positives. Sorry, I just wanted to say that. I'm a big music and movie score connoisseur, and those two games have really good music. Also, completely separate, the M. Night Shyamalan Avatar movie has one of the best soundtracks of all time. James Newton Howard. It's amazing.
I was like, there's an M. Night Shyamalan Avatar movie? And I thought you meant James Cameron's Avatar.
People, yeah.
And I was like, what?
It's basically signs with blue aliens, and the humans are the aliens.
I just realized he didn't mean the James Cameron Avatar.
I was like,
that's why I specified the director. That's why I was like, there's no way they're not gonna.
Because we live in a world where he could have definitely directed one of those by now.
I guess.
Wow, that's wild. Kyle, you mentioned this before. You breathed it into life. Alien Isolation 2 was announced this week, coming from an X post, the Everything app. There was a post there by the Alien Isolation account from Al Hope, whose name I read as AI Hope the first time I saw it, and I was like, uh-oh, what's this? Saying how happy they were. It was 10-year since it came out. We love you, and that we are working on the sequel. It is in early development. Thoughts, gentlemen?
First off, is it Al Hope or is it like as an Alien Isolation? Never mind. Maybe I'm dumb. Cal.
I think it is Al. It's creative director Al Hope.
I'm pretty sure it's Al.
Yeah, it is. My brain. Listen, it's 2 a.m. My brain's not completely functioning right now.
Look, what we need to do is force people to use fonts that capitalize the L with a opposite line, a converging line. Yeah, perpendicular. Sorry. And not all this single line stuff. I don't like it.
Anyway,
that's what we should take away from this conversation.
That's what I'm assuming I'm the only one. Kyle, I know you haven't played Alien Isolation. Carl,
I've played like an hour.
Yeah,
tops,
sorry.
Yeah, but that's it. Yeah,
you played a little bit.
Carl,
have you dabbled in it?
I've yet to see an alien.
I think when it came out, I was still very afraid of horror-ish games, so I think I just left it at like watching people play it on YouTube.
Gotcha. I've played through it. It is good. It is a very slow burn. It was a terrible spooky pixel game we played one year when Ian was still doing it. It's not scary at all. I don't even think he played the main game. No, I guess he did. It doesn't get scary for a while. It takes a while to encounter the alien. And the scariest part in that game too later on is the emotionless they're not called replicants in, what are they called in Alien? Androids, right?
Yeah.
There's like they're like all white androids. They're the working Joes, and they're terrifying because they just like look at you and just like grab you and kill you. It's terrifying. So I'm excited for a second one. The game's really good. It nails everything about Alien. I think the story towards the end does something really stupid that I hate, and mean, and like did a weird thing that kind of ruins the canon. I guess not ruins the canon of the first movie, but like has weird implications about the first movie.
Isn't it? I mean, we're more than 10 years.
I mean, we can spoil it. I'll give a spoiler warning.
Isn't it that it's Ripley's daughter?
No, so it's Ripley's daughter. The spoiler is at the very end, she makes it out of the space station, and then because she's like, oh, let me get out of the airlock, and then it turns out the aliens can just survive in space. And so they're just like running around in space chasing her. And it felt like a weird reveal because she was like trying to get out of the station the whole time. And then at the end of Alien 1, Ripley knocks it into space, which I guess is okay because you're still in the middle of space.
Did you see Romulus? Did you see Romulus? I haven't seen
Romulus, so...
Okay, well that tracks with what the game does then.
If that tracks. It just was like a weird reveal in the game that I felt like they weren't like saying anything about and making you think going outside was going to be fine. But I also played it and I was terrified, so I may have misread it. Someone can correct me.
I feel like that's one of those things where it's like if you're going to make them be allowed to survive in space, you can't let them act as if nothing is happening. Right. Yeah. Like you have to force that, like they need to have something that like hinders them in some way. Cause that's just so OP to just be like, oh yeah, no, I'm totally fine. Or it's like, it's freezing cold in space. There's no air. So it's like, they have to,
and it'd be one, like if they open their, like maybe one of them opens their mouth and it like pops or something because of that. So the other ones like don't, I don't know. I just remember being at a weird reveal in that game and I was like, okay. But fantastic game. I'm glad they're making a second one because it deserves to have a sequel. It's a beautiful game. Those backyard games are all up on Steam. Just want to give that a quick shout out here. Backyard soccer, hockey, baseball, football, and basketball from various years are on Steam. Go hang out with Pablo Sanchez. Go tell him. I mean, never mind. That's an Ian joke. I'll let him tell that one. Go play those games. Backyard baseball. Don't let Ian in your backyard. All I can say.
Oh god.
Red Dead Redemption Undead Nightmare coming to PC. Who's excited?
I'll play it again. I'm not gonna lie. I like Red Dead a lot. So
hell yeah.
I think it's also like normal Red Dead Redemption is coming to PC, which when I saw that, I was like, was it not before?
Nope.
The longest time
you could mod it. You could emulate it.
Emulate it, yeah. But for the longest time, it was like, it's one of those situations where they're like, hey, the code is so fucked up for this game that we simply can't port it.
Well, yeah. Which
is a thing with a lot, like it's when they like similar situations when they lose the code for a game and they're just like, we can't port it now. But I think just to say, I don't know if they actually ported it to PC or if this is some sort of like wrapper running it. I assume it's native, but I didn't actually read through this entire thing.
I think
figure that out.
I think it must be native because they have a lot of updated features. Like if it's going to support DLSS and like ultra wide and super ultra wide, which I don't know what that is. And I think it would have to be more than a wrapper, unless the wrapper itself is like a virtual machine running. I don't know. So like it's like got to be crazy. What are you reacting to? What's going on?
Actually, it was 2000. It feels way more recent than 2010. It's a 14-year-old game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, time flies when you're suffering through life.
This does say full keyboard and mouse functionality, so they must have changed it, because changing that would not have been
that's the other thing I don't understand is I let me just say I'm happy that this is happening. Like I will buy this game, I will play it, maybe we'll stream it. I love Red Dead. My thing is, and this is a lot of people's questions, I think, prior to this being announced, was at some point Rockstar had plans to remake or remaster Red Dead 1 in Red Dead 2's engine. So like I want to know like the timeline of that trajectory where they finally decided we're not going to do that. And then I want to know why they did that. Like what about it being not cost effective? Like I can't imagine that like this is probably going to sell like crazy. If the port is actually good. Yeah.
1,000%. The reason they did not remaster this game is because Red Dead Redemption 2 came out, the online didn't take off, and GTA 5 is still a cash cow. And it's probably, they probably said, we're pivoting everybody to GTA 6. No one's working on anything else because it's not going to make as much money. And then this is also why this says in partnership or in collaboration with Double 11. Like this isn't even them doing it. And that makes a lot of sense. So I honestly think it is business reasons. The only reason
100%.
they never did that original. And I'm pissed about it. I wish they did do that because it would be super fun to have a remake.
Well, the only reason I really like want to know the details, and we'll never find this out, but like the reason why I'm so curious is because they spent time building up the map. Like that was not an insignificant amount of time. They built all of Mexico, not the entire country, but like, you know,
all of Mexico.
It's all there. But they had sorry, that was pretty funny. In context, that was pretty funny. Like that was not an insignificant amount of development time that had to go into those sections that are entirely post epilogue sections of the game. Like you don't get to do that stuff until after you become, spoiler alert, John Marston. And I don't know. I totally get that it's a business decision, but like I want to know like what specific moments in their timeline led to them being like, this isn't going to be cost effective, because Red Dead 2 sold well. It just wasn't a continuous cash cow that GTA 5 was. And they knew GTA 5 was going to be a continuous cash cow during the development of Red Dead 2. So like, I don't know.
Like their Rockstar's willingness to still be like, even after GTA 5, like GTA 5 was still popular for years. They put out Red Dead Redemption 2. And I remember them saying they were glad they did that because I think it was Trump presidency and stuff where they were making those interviews where they're like, hey, the shit that's happening right now is crazier than GTA, so I'm glad we put out Red Dead Redemption 2. And part of me wonders, hey, let's put out GTA 6. That way the online team can go start working on the GTA 6 stuff, and we can start working on either Red Dead Redemption Remastered in RDR2, or let's make Red Dead Redemption 3, or let's make a different new Rockstar game. Like I feel like they're just doing this to make enough money to do the thing where they don't make as much money.
Yep.
Yeah. I get that it's kind of a stopgap solution. Like I'm fine with that. At least I get to play the original game with modern features. Like that makes me happy. Like if it doesn't look quite as good, like okay, that's fine. But yeah, this was one of those things where it's like part of me wishes that they released mod tools for those games, because if someone got a hold of this updated version, somehow, even if it took years, they would mod that into the existing Red Dead 2 engine.
Yeah.
Like, because all like the base game is already there. They would figure out a way to do it that like.
I wonder if you'll see any of that. I mean, I'm excited.
I'm sure people will try.
In a couple years, at least, there'll be some great. In a couple months, in a year, and like ENB mods and all that sort of stuff for Red Dead Redemption. But I wonder if someone's going to try to take the Red Dead Redemption stuff and try to port it over to 2. But who knows?
I would not be surprised.
This makes me want to this has been available on Xbox for a long time. It's on the Series X all the way up, which is great. Part of me is like, do I want to replay this on the PC? I love Undead Nightmare. That's very good.
So good.
Yeah.
But the other part of me is like, do I just want to play Red Dead Redemption 2 and replay that? Because it's not, I don't think it's the one has a great story, but I think like all the things to do in 2 and the variation of it and the vastness of it makes me want to play that over playing 1 again. But I don't know.
I mean, 1 has probably this. It's hard because their stories are 2 of the best stories I've ever experienced in video games, and they're both tragic in very different ways. But those emotional highs just hit really hard for both. Like I love Red Dead. I'm an unabashed, like, I will take Red Dead over GTA like any day, and I love GTA. But I'm not like a big cowboy western fan. Like I like a western. I like a cowboy game or a cowboy like setting, but something about what Rockstar manages to do with that world and those environments just clicks with me. So I don't know. Yeah, I'm excited for it.
I hope GTA 6 has. Oh, fuck.
Hurricanes.
Man, fuck hurricanes.
No.
Rockstar should make a Westworld game. And because then there's like Red Dead
it's just
World.
GTA with
there's GTA. That's what I was gonna say. Is GTA 6 has like a theme park in it that has a Westworld and like a Japan world and a future world. Yeah, and that would be cool because then you could have the Wild West vibes, but have modern guns and still have the GTA Online.
If there's a character named Dolores, you've got it. That's it.
Okay.
Violent delights have violent ends.
So the first season of Westworld, holy crap.
Oh, it's great.
It's so good.
So good. Speaking about great and good, Lord Jesus, and Assassin's Creed Black Flag Remake is apparently closer than you think, according to Insider Gaming. There's been rumors of a Black Flag remake for a long time.
Be careful.
I know. I wasn't going to address it. I wanted to clearly say the word.
Watch out.
Nickelodeon in the 90s. This is Assassin's Creed Black Flag I'm not going to talk anymore.
You did it again.
I'm not going to talk anymore. I keep stumbling through the sentences. Anyways, there's probably going to be that remaster soon. The one about the pirates.
Just let me say it. Just
the game.
Say it. But yeah.
The Ubisoft game that's going to be remastered is
Assassin's Creed Black Flag.
There we go. Thank you, everybody. Get off the stage. I don't know. I really like. That's probably one of my favorite Assassin's Creed of the oeuvre I've played, of the games I've played.
I've never played it.
It's very good. It's very good because it has
I've heard.
Nothing to do with Assassin's Creed. You aren't even an assassin.
Oh, no.
I think
you're Edward Kenway, right?
Yeah,
Kenway or whatever. Yeah.
Yes. Just because Chris is definitely gonna fucking murder you for that one, Will. Black Flag is fantastic. It is the best game in the franchise. However,
I agree.
The thing that does kick it down is the fact that it's not very assassiny. And that's Chris went on the Save Data Discord, which you can join through some way.
Don't do that.
He went he went on a very long rant about Assassin's Creed and how the best game is actually Brotherhood because it's actually very assassiny. It's a lot of stealth. It's a lot of actual assassination. A lot of like, hey, go murder that Pope. Hey, go listen to that conversation. Hey, go beat around that bush.
I actually think the best game is Assassin's Creed Revelations, but no one wants to have that conversation.
Whoa.
Yeah, honestly, I'm not fighting you on that. If it's one of the 3-2 games, I'm completely fine with that.
Yeah. For me, it's because of the story is finally rounded out, and it's actually really like beautifully done. Like actually like very well done ending. So
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, the only flaw in that entire franchise was Liberation, and that's a racist game.
Whoa.
is that the one you play? Is that in Louisiana?
Yeah,
or
I
something?
forget the region. It's
The
the
Bayou?
woman, the only woman protagonist in the.
I
Well,
thought
That's why
Syndicate.
you don't like it.
no, it's the fact that it was racistly written and it's absurd. Like the shit that is in that game is like, holy shit.
I think we found the new game to stream, Will.
Yeah, perfect. I played through 1 and 2. I want to say this year. Time is a
Which
circle. Assassin's Creed 1 and 2. I played Assassin's Creed and Assassin's Creed 2.
Like the normal 2. Okay.
I want to play Brotherhood and Revelation, but I didn't want to. My rule for playing games is I don't play a similar game right after playing a game.
The one thing I remember from Brotherhood was the tower defense stuff, which I was like, oh, this is really cool, actually.
Don't make me want to play it. I want to play it. I've also, it's funny, Carl, you mentioned that video game slump. I've also been in, not to bring us all the way back up there, but I'm also in that slump right now, and I've been reading a bunch instead of playing video games, and I'm sorry, but sometimes you just don't know what you want to play, and you're just like sitting at the computer, watching King of the Hill, being like, do I play Balatro again, or do I just like watch King of the Hill?
Is it Balatro or is it Balatro?
It's it's however you want to pronounce it, baby.
Okay. All right.
It's the same way I say, sometimes I say Black Flag, and sometimes I don't.
Sometimes you say the game.
Whoops. Moving on to the next thing here. I don't care about that. I don't care. We don't care about business. Speaking of Ubisoft, they might have a buyout.
Gross.
Who cares? Disgusting. Shut up, idiot.
Gimo.
Alarmo.
More like Gimo money.
You guys excited for Alarmo?
I thought it was like an Onion video or something. Like I thought
Like
it was
a
fake when
SNL
I saw it. Yeah. Like a digital short. I mean, okay. Who was it? You or someone posted in the Subpixel Humor thing where it was like, if this counts as a Nintendo console, this is the one that like isn't good. So the Switch 2 will be really good.
Yeah, it's an alarm clock with a video screen on it, and you can have it play Mario, you can have it play Zelda, you can have it make coin noise when you're boinking.
There's on the Nintendo website, there's a tag that slightly concerns me, and it's Nintendo Switch Online required.
Well, yeah, you're gonna be online, idiot. For your
Okay.
alarms to work. Have you never used an alarm clock?
There's no way it does all that advanced unconscious body processing to know when you're waking up. It can't do that on hardware.
It's collecting the data to sell back to you.
Animal Crossing just got way more.
I feel like this plus the vitality sensor would be.
No. I forgot about that.
You wake up and get out of bed and stand immediately onto a Wii Fit board or whatever it is, and then just start doing your morning routine. It'll be great.
Alarmo has a sensor that reacts to your movements, so you can snooze the alarm with gestures and end it by getting out of bed. You fuck.
But it doesn't work with two people. It only can track one person, so their targeting demographic is single.
You can't play 1-2 switch with it. Well, do you just get one for your wife or husband? Or
you
partner.
Can't cross the streams. They're
exactly.
What if you have like a pet is like laying on your bed? Like, is your pet gonna trigger like I don't know, like
you're having a heart attack, dialing 911. This, like, Karen was asking me about it, and I was like, at first I was like, it kind of seems like a product that they're like, hey, we need a holiday product to go out. The Switch 2 was delayed, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I was saying that, and I was like, yeah, for kids or something. But it's all adults in this video. There's no children around. Children don't need alarms. I don't know. It's so weird. And so many of these products come out. Like, there's a lot of Nintendo weird shit, but they don't get videos and announcements. And I'm wondering, like, why they felt the need to really announce this one.
It seems like a third party thing,
right?
Like, it doesn't seem like it would come actually from Nintendo. I'm really interested to see the reviews of it, where it's like somebody does like a long-term review where it's like, I woke up or slept with the Alarmo for 3 months and here's how it changed my life or whatever.
Horribly scarred for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
So yeah, Alarmo, it's there for you if you would like, for $100.
You know what it sounds like? You know what it makes me think? This is the thing that like they want parents to think that their kids want.
Yeah.
And it's perfectly priced. Like $100 or like $99.99 is like perfect Christmas present area for the amount of money that you're spending. And it's like, oh, it's not a game, but like, you know, my kid already has enough games, but it is Mario themed. So like maybe this will be something he'll appreciate, or she, or they, or it, or whatever. But yeah, it seems like it's marketed for parents, if I'm perfectly honest.
Also,
even though there's only adults in the video.
It's a hideous 4:3 screen in this black clock face.
It's so noticeable,
and
too.
why isn't it just a circle screen? Like a Nest or
so
something.
Annoying.
Save space on those pixels, man.
Like, I feel like whoever produces the Nest screens must be some mass-produced thing you could just take. Be like, hey, can I borrow this?
Maybe it's not quite as noticeable in person, but in the actual product pictures, like every picture, you can notice it. Crazy.
And like all the effects that are happening are circles. So like if the circle like will half disappear, I don't know. It's just
someone's gonna mod it and like
it says Nintendo Switch Online required.
Alarmo.
That's crazy.
What bed sizes are compatible with Alarmo? Compatible with hold on. From twin to king size beds. I thought it said twin and king size.
Only
if you have a full, you're fucked. Like, not gonna work.
That's wild. Moving on. Who wrote what the fuck? Who?
I do not know who put that there, but I thought you put it there because the link,
I assume
like,
Ian put it there
or something,
because he put all the stuff here.
I think it's a reaction to what the link is pointing you to.
Yeah,
because that is what the fuck.
This is a Twitter link to Discussing Film on X, the Everything app. Wrote first look at Grand Theft Hamlet, an immersive take on William Shakespeare's Hamlet, shot entirely in GTA 5, releasing in early 2025 in theaters and on streaming. Is this just a save data plug? Is that what this is? Hamlet save data.
From Mubi.
Shakespeare.
It's from Mubi.
They
released The Substance, and now they're releasing Grand Theft Hamlet. So
okay,
they're standing on top of a blimp in this photo.
Yeah,
is this an unrelated photo?
I don't know. Man.
Wait, hold on. There's okay. I went to the actual Mubi Twitter account, and it says an innovative, immersive take on Shakespeare's Hamlet, shot entirely inside the world of Grand Theft Auto. Penny Grills and Sam Crane's festival hit Grand Theft Hamlet is coming soon to U.S. theaters and streaming. Quote from Mashable, riotously funny and surprisingly moving, a complete and utter blast. Winner of the documentary feature jury award at South by Southwest.
I thought the movie thing was a bit. I thought you were doing a bit.
It's actually real. It's actually real.
Kyle,
it's not April.
Is there a theater near us? Because we are going.
I'm gonna go find out right now. Maybe we can go during one in New York Extra Life.
We could go during Extra Life. Oh yeah, because Oh, it's 2025. Sorry, I didn't realize that.
We can still go.
No, I won't. You'll be dead.
We should.
I'll have killed you.
Well, I was gonna say because of the diabetes, but that's fine.
Wow.
No, I wouldn't let them get the satisfaction. Don't worry, buddy. I'll kill
punch
you
my
first.
pancreas into submission or something.
I'd never let them win. That's it. That's the show. That's the news, at least. Content call out. I was gonna call out Jason Schreier's new book, Play Nice. It's about Blizzard, which is a place that we know no one who works at, so don't even ask. And it's good. I'm 5 chapters in. And he's really breezing along, which makes me think there's going to be some, like, he breezed through Diablo and Warcraft 1 and 2. And I was like, oh, that means there's going to be some juicy shit coming up, and hopefully some good stuff on World of Warcraft. So
does Karen read it to you at night before bed?
she does while I'm having my bottle. She'll
it's just because I know you can't read, so
I can't. I literally can't. I can't hear either, so it doesn't even matter.
You're really great at reading lips, though.
Yeah, exactly. His first book is great. I've read that. I own the second book, and I have not read it yet. So that one could be terrible. I don't know.
I'm not a big Jason Schreier fan as a person, but from what I've read of his books, he's an excellent writer. So, yeah.
Yes, he is. He is an excellent writer. It's very compelling to read through. So, look forward to that. Moving on. That's the show. I'm gonna hit the button. Any final thoughts from my panel this week? Final thoughts.
I like the earlier time for local chat.
Oh yeah,
it's actually nice.
I've been
also. I like that we didn't go 90 minutes.
Listen. Fine. You know what? Fuck you. 15 more.
Okay.
We're going to do those cut line topics right now.
Yeah, exactly. Right now. Who wants to know about Age of Empires 2? I don't. Folks, that's the show. I have been your host, Will Crosby. You can find me at Hunter70 on Twitter, or Blue Sky, or your local bathroom stall. Karl joined us. He's doing great. We love him. You can check out him over at Save Data at Save Data Karl, I think, on Twitter.
Correct. You can also find me under your bed.
Ooh, I can't wait to check after this.
Wow.
Kyle, he's handsome. He's beautiful, freshly shaven. You can find him at Kyle of the Beard. You can find him also Subpixel Content, subpixelfilms.com. We'll bring you to our link tree where you can check out all sorts of beautiful things. We have Spooky Pixel this weekend, Saturday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. Kyle will be there. Karen will be scaring me. I'll be playing Silent Hill 2. I'll be playing Silent Hill 2, and there will be new surprises and fun things to do. We'll be back with more local chat next week. I love you, and have a great night.